Crest Evolutions. It has been a little bit since we last did one of these. If you haven't seen the rest of the series, basically what we're doing is looking at the original Digimon Adventure and seeing what might happen if all of the other Digidestined swapped crests, and if their Digimon got to use all their crests to Digivolve. And yes, today is the turn of the bird dragon herself, Birdramon. So let's get to it. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video. We're into November now, the Spooktober Spectacular is over, my birthday is on the horizon, and it's Birdramon time. Now, as a reminder, in these videos, we are just doing a what if, a hypothetical. It's very likely that the crests don't actually influence the forms of the Digimon anyway, but we have in other media, including Digimon Adventure 02, seen the crests somewhat embody traits that are tied to evolution. The Crest of Courage resulting in a more flame and dinosaurish, dragonish form for Vmon because it gets its power from the very fire and dragon and dinosaur focused Agumon evolution line. Also, it's just a little bit of fun, right? It's just an idea to see what would happen if we did take those traits that the other evolutions have and applied them to other Digimon. This is something you can consider for like another Digimon Adventure reboot or something in the future. And first of all, Birdramon is going to use the Crest of Courage, the crest that belongs to Tai, who, well, was Sora's love interest, but isn't for the whole franchise. It's very straightforward to me here. Birdramon getting more fire elements from the Crest of Courage. It's a no-brainer that Birdramon would digivolve into Larvogaritamon and then finally Volcanic Dramon with the Crest of Courage. Because as a reminder, in Digimon Adventure, it is the champion that uses the crest. Greymon into Metal Greymon with a crest. Garurumon into Weregarurumon with a crest, and so on. And while the crests are not used at the mega level when they warp, we do see those crests. For example, on the back of War Greymon, and they very obviously are continuing traits of the whole evolution line anyway. But then for Birdramon with the Crest of Friendship, well, Sora's other love interest in Digimon Adventure, Matt's crest, I think it would be a great idea to have Birdramon become Jazzerichmon and then Metallic Dramon. Now, they do lack some of that ice and of course wolf elements that we see from the Garurumon line, but I do like the kind of symmetry at play here. Volcanic Dramon and Metallic Dramon are the megas of Jazzamon and Vorvomon, and those are the Digimon Link's mascot, so they're already a kind of matching pair, which works because Courage and Friendship are a matching pair too, especially in Digimon Adventure 02, where Davis has both their Digi-Eggs. Also, in Metallic Dramon's Digimon reference book listing, it states that it is a Digimon that flies at the highest altitudes of the digital world at the speed of light. Even other flying Digimon cannot catch sight of it. Speed of light, fast as lightning. Raydramon, also known as Lydramon, lightning, speed of light. I think that kinda works. Also, in addition, if we look at the colors of Metallic Dramon, it is silver with blues and little bits of white, and in Garurumon's Digimon reference book listing, it is described as covered in blue, white, and silver colored fur that is like mithril. Also, you know, Metal Garurumon, Metallic Dramon, I think there's a connection there that works. Moving into the Crest of Sincerity, well, I did use Ceresmon as Togemon's love evolution, which means that we're kind of limited for doing the inverse. Now, of course, we could just use Ceresmon again. There's really no rule saying we can't repeat Digimon in this video, and if I do repeat Digimon that we used in previous videos of this series, we're just gonna have to roll with it. That's how it is at this point. There's not enough Digimon for everything. But Digimon Liberator has introduced the kind of mascot of that comic, Teromon, and its ultimate and mega are Grand Galemon and Zephagamon. Grand Galemon in its Digimon reference book listing is described as being the king of the forest. But I mean, if it digivolved from a more feminine Digimon like Birdramon, it could be the queen of the forest too. Bird, Dragon, Digimon. Birdramon. It's perfect. Plus, you know, they're green, like the crest. I like that a lot. Knowledge is one that we struggle a lot with in these videos. The themes of knowledge are very specific. In Tentomon's instance, it is bugs combined with some electricity elements, and then the Hercules beetle, but also a kind of double meaning on Hercules, the demigod. But we also see in Digimon Adventure 02, the element of earth added to the crest of knowledge. This is very specifically pointed out in Digmon's Digimon reference book listing, and so it's something we can kind of look into, as well as a machinery vibe that Digmon adds, and I think it's still true to like bugs burrowing and getting into the earth and things like that. Plus, if we look at knowledge literally, the word knowledge, and how it manifests with Izzy's technological prowess, I think something we could do is have Birdramon with the crest of knowledge become Megadramon. It's a Dramon Digimon, it'd be a good evolution of Birdramon, and in fact that has happened before, but it being more coated in metal parts to me kind of speaks to a more technological, knowledgeable base. What I'm actually using Megadramon for is a bridge. While it's not the perfect crest evolution for Birdramon with knowledge, merge, it does transition us nicely into our final Dramon of this line, Breakdramon. I flirted with using this in other videos, but I think this one actually works perfectly given that Birdramon is also a Dramon species, and Breakdramon is a big drill dragon Digimon, taking on those elements of knowledge specifically from Digmon, with Megadramon acting as kind of a bridge between these two ideals and keeping the Dramon name throughout the whole line. Reliability, Ikakumon becomes Zudomon, again throwing in some mythological and electrical elements. Isn't that interesting? With Zudomon and Vaikmon both being inspired by Thor, but also of course they have a huge connection to the ocean, and Ikakumon, Zudomon and Vaikmon have thick fur to help them with cold weather environments, which is why I do like Birdramon with the crest of reliability becoming Crisp Paledramon. I've definitely used this one already in these videos, but we are very limited for Ice Digimon. It's a shame really that something like Evedramon is not an ultimate level, though it was one on the Digital Monster version S. I wish they'd have stuck with that because Birdramon to Evedramon with the crest of reliability would have been so goddamn good. Though I think if you don't want to use Crisp Paledramon here because we have used it before, while it does lack the Dramon part, I do quite like Gasokumon here. It feels very crest of reliability and it does digivolve from Evedramon in Digimon Adventure 2020. Evedramon and Gasokumon have a very similar vibe to them. See how those red parts of Evedramon are still in the Gasokumon armor, even though Gasokumon wasn't really designed first and foremost as an Evedramon evolution. I think that's what I might go with actually, is Gasokumon. Although I like the Crisp Paledramon connection, Gasokumon might be a little bit better in my opinion. Either way, we are going to end up on a slightly more random Frostvelgamon, and that is why I wanted to use Crisp Paledramon. Crisp Paledramon and Frostvelgamon were on the same dim card, the Blizzard Fang dim, so there's more of a connection there, whereas Birdramon to Gasokumon to Frostvelgamon is a little bit more random, but this is Digimon and random evolution is in our wheelhouse, and I do like seemingly random evolution that actually has some depth to it. Depth, like water. Okay, closing in on the last two crests for this video, the Crest of Hope and the Crest of Light, because as a reminder, we've never seen the Crest of Kindness used just to digivolve normally. We've only really seen things like Buchimon outside of 02, but maybe we'll do a kindness evolution video in itself one day. So, Birdramon with the Crest of Hope. Well, the first thing that came to me is again keeping that Dramon connection going and making the Mega Goddramon, but yeah, that's pretty much definitely Patamon's alternative Mega. Well, we didn't see it in Adventure 1999, we did see it in Adventure 2020, but something I then thought was that instead Birdramon's Mega with the Crest of Hope could be Slayerdramon. As its Digimon reference book listing states, its form is one that can only be obtained by those who complete the training that is called the Trial of the Four Great Dragons. And wouldn't you know, two of the four great dragons are Goddramon and Magnadramon. So this would be a Digimon that gets its power directly from the four great dragons, and a Crest of Hope evolution I think therefore makes sense. Bridging the gap then also becomes very easy, as the ultimate could be Wingdramon. It's the very common pre-evolution of Slayerdramon, and it is a Sky Dragon type, which, you know, the sky is close to heaven, I guess, tying into the angelic nature of Seraphimon and Magna Angemon, the Hope Crest evolutions for Patamon. And again, that means that Birdramon with the Crest of Hope has connection to the Patamon line and gets to keep being a Dramon throughout its whole evolution line. And finally, the Crest of Light. I didn't struggle with this one at all, actually, because I was coming off researching the Slayerdramon Wingdramon connection, just when it hit me that Kano Weissmon would be a fantastic light evolution for Birdramon. It is a Sky Dragon, just like Wingdramon, giving us some connection between Hope and Light, especially as Slayerdramon, as I stated, is a result of the trial of the four great dragons, including Goddramon and Magnadramon, Hope and Light. And because Hope and Light are such intrinsically linked crests, that makes me happy too. Admittedly, Metallic Dramon is the only other Sky Dragon type Digimon that currently exists, but that could work because Matt is TK's brother, and anyway. Then, when Kano Weissmon digivolves, I kid you not, it becomes a Digimon classified as a Light Dragon type in Siriusmon. Kano Weissmon and Siriusmon are literally lights in the night sky because they're based on constellations made up of stars, and Siriusmon is classified as a Light Dragon, which I am using as the Mega for the Birdramon. It could not be more perfect. And that is it. My evolution lines for Birdramon with every crest. Courage, Birdramon to Lava Goritamon to Volcanic Dramon. Friendship, Birdramon to Jazzarichmon to Metallic Dramon. Sincerity, Birdramon to Grand Galemon to Zaphagamon. Knowledge, Birdramon to Megadramon to Breakdramon. Reliability, Birdramon to Gasokumon to Frostvelgamon. Hope, Birdramon to Wingdramon to Slayerdramon. And Light, Birdramon to Kano Weissmon to Siriusmon. Again, there are some Digimon there that I've considered for previous videos or straight up used in other videos, but I think you can see how this ultimately paths out the best. And again, Digimon Adventure is kind of a part of the franchise that encourages kind of the mixing and melding of traits. In 02, we see each of the kids get 2 Digi-Eggs, and ultimately all the crests come together in Tri to make Omnimon Merciful Mode. So I don't really mind if there are evolutions that are shared between these crest videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know which Digimon you want to see me do next. Thank you to my sovereigns, EDK14, as well as everyone else who supports me over there on patreon.com/Karn EX, and my channel members who support me here on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.